Hey YouTube, today we're doing something a bit different than anything I've ever done on my channel before. It's going to be a coaching session with a Diamond Zerg player. I've been asked to do more of these coaching sessions on stream because apparently it's pretty educational. This is not on stream, but it's something I'm going to definitely add in and make more YouTube videos out of. But going to be coaching Cap Tappa, going to be hopping into call with him in a second, and I'll see you guys then. Just a little update here. Hey, what's up? All right. Ready to get going?
Yeah.
All right.
It
So,
wasn't great if you had an idea or like a thing for this, but
I don't know, it's
yeah,
just a standard session,
hey,
but
I was just
recording
saying,
it.
I'm happy to be in the Mac content machine.
The pioneered video for this as well.
Oh, yeah.
The first one.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm excited.
All right. So do I have you added on this account? I think I do. Yeah, there you are.
Yeah.
All right. You know the routine. What are we focusing on today? Like what matchup?
I mean, I don't know. So I've really just been trying to focus on my ZVP focus is just me having a clean early game and not flipping out as much as I usually do versus a Protoss who doesn't make any sense. And it's going pretty well, honestly. I'm just trying to get to 55 drones really fast, and it's working surprisingly well. And I end up just making a push when I'm pretty close to max, Roach Hydra +1 smashy.
I mean, Roach Hydra +1 smashy works a lot of the time, or it can.
Yeah, so I don't really let me see if I got a replay.
Let's dive into it.
Let's do this one. I don't remember it very well, but we'll see. Then you're lobby host, right?
Yes, you gotta make me lobby host. All right, a nice EVP on Lightshade. It's actually one of my favorite maps for ZVP. It's got a lot of open areas, a lot of places where you can surround a Protoss army.
Yeah, I don't remember. This might have been the one where I scout the DT shrine, which was super cool, but I don't remember honestly. But we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
All examples, all of my games are good examples of bad or good. So whatever.
I'm gonna watch it just from your perspective as well, just so we can see everything. And I'll point out some stuff. Okay, pretty standard. You get blocked, so you go right to the third base.
Yeah, and I try to go 18. Oh
okay.
Yeah, he just left. So
yeah,
we're at 18 drones already. So
yeah, it works out for you. It's actually better that you waited and got the natural instead of the further away base.
Yeah, I mean I've been burned before where it looks like you're gonna make it and you don't. But hey, we got it down.
Yeah, it's definitely pretty great because if you get that base, you have to deal with the adept as well as you have to wait till you have longer.
Oh, you just reminded me
of a
game that I need to find.
It's a replay we can go over.
Yeah, it might take me a second to find it, but
all right.
It's the hatch block straight into double gate adept, and I just got wrecked 2 games in a row.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so they abuse the distance between your main
and
and your
I
third
have slow
base.
lings, and I either just bleed out lings or I can't get in position anywhere, and yeah, it's brutal.
The main way of dealing with that is to go for just a pretty fast gas. When you recognize you're going to get blocked, you can put your gas down, usually after you make the 2 drones, to go to 18.
Oh, okay.
You want to get speed as soon as possible to avoid taking a lot of damage from that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, and then I end up losing 12 lings before my speed finishes, and I'm just well, the adepts are still here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a pretty early Nexus by your opponent. Nexus first, I believe.
Okay.
Maybe not exactly Nexus first, but Went Forge. It's a really, really safe opener. So what does this usually tell you? What do you want to do when you see this?
Usually the Forge tells me that I don't need to worry about anything for a while, and I can drone pretty hard.
Yeah, basically it. You should be going to get your third base around now, since you have 300.
Yeah, and I want to be aware of like a +1 push or something like that if it starts upgrading, but realistically it's just like, yeah, hold down the drone key until it looks unsafe.
Yeah, exactly. You got the main idea there. See his Cybercore is finished now, so you should be trying to get a scout in around this time. Now any Twilight build or Stargate whatever is going to be delayed because he did get a Forge pretty quickly.
Yeah.
And it is Nexus first, so
yeah, I'm usually pretty happy when they put a Forge down that early. I'm like, cool.
Yeah, same here.
Comfy.
As long as you're not counter rushing my third.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but you do see that it is there, so you should just send the Overlord right into the main base. As soon as you see the Cyber finishing, you want to send it right into the main base. You do this now, but if he gets a Stalker out, like if that's a Stalker, then you're not going to get a Scout off. The better time to do it there is, in this situation, immediately after the Cybercore finishes. Because it'll take a bit for the Stalker to finish anyways.
Yeah.
So you're going to have that little room of safety there that you would normally have if you send it in after an Adept.
I felt really cool because a guy opened Stalker first, and I did the thing he told me where you cancel link speed and get OV speed right away.
Yep. The
reactionary I scouted the DT shrine.
Hey, it works. It works.
Yeah, no, it was so good, man. I was like, this is great. Got all the time in the world now.
It's probably one of the... I think it's maybe the best way of scouting consistently if they go Stalker first. Cancel speed and go right into Overlord speed, because you can't rely on getting a Ling in at that point.
Yeah.
Another thing you could do is send a second Overlord across the map. But
yeah,
sometimes people don't do that for whatever reason, and it's fine. We have this other Overlord speed route going.
Yeah.
Okay. Droning up the third base. You have 3 gases. Mining. Main base is 1 out of 3. So now, you saw the Stargate making a Void Ray. You need to scout the follow-up. That's a huge thing. You could be getting Roach speed now, but you need to figure out what's going on. Because he denied it. The Void Ray is basically a better Viking in every way. I think we've already talked about this.
Yeah.
But just to reiterate, it's basically a better Viking. It's meant to stop you from scouting to begin with.
Sure.
Because they could go into like a Twilight build after this and go into, all of a sudden, 12 Adepts. A very common thing. They go Void Ray into Oracle into Adept with Glaives. And then you could die from that if you don't have the Roaches out. Yeah. Lucky for you, you did go for a Roach Warren at a good time, and you got Roach Speed nearly finished. And you're making a lot of links to deny this third base. Definitely a thing you can do. But right now, you're kind of blind.
Yes. I think that's the biggest scouting mishap for me in ZVP, like in general. It's just a follow-up scout.
One thing you could do, if that's an issue that you're having, when your layer finishes, just make an Overseer and send it right in.
Yeah.
Like, have that as part of your thing that you do every game.
I feel like that's probably the best thing for me to do, because, like, I feel like so many times I'm like, even when I position the second OV, to dive in later, it's like, it's just going to die to a void anyways. So, okay, I'm going to write that down.
It's a good thing to do, especially if you have Overlord speed. Sometimes when I know I'm going to be safe for a bit, I get Overlord speed when my layer is about to finish. I make the Overseer, and then by the time the Overseer gets there, speed usually finishes. So it can run away from a Void Ray if it needs to. It can get the Insta-Scout. It doesn't get killed by Stalkers.
Yeah. So my question is like, if this is my opener, right? Like, when's a good time to like add on OV speed? Like, not the super early OV speed, but like just to have it for this reason that we're talking about.
Well, you got to make sure you're covering your bases, like in your layer at a decent time.
Do you only like pull one off gas, or like I don't know?
Do you mean earlier?
No, I mean around the time you need to follow up scout.
Oh, yeah. So I mean,
when would I ideally get OV speed?
Let's go back a bit then. I usually think about getting Overlord speed with Overseers once I see the Void Ray. So that's my plan. Like, I want to get some information. And around this time, by the way, 4:30 is the time to put down your Roach Warren. Just outside of this scenario, if you're playing against a Stargate opener, 4:30 is the safe time to put down a Roach Warren because it doesn't really cost much, and it keeps you safe from those Charge a Lot Archon follow-ups, the Adept stuff that they could do after a Voider opener. But this is about the time when I would decide to go for Overlord speed. Like right now, if you have the money for it, and you're about to, I would start Overlord speed. Because what else are you going to use the layer for? Roach speed, yeah. But Roach speed doesn't really help you against Void Rays if they go 2 or 3 more Stargates. And or double Stargate even. You're not going to be able to see much success with just Roaches. So the better thing to do is to get Overlord speed, find out exactly what's going on, and then you can counter from there. You already have the Roach Warren, so even if they send a lot of Adepts across the map, you can make Roaches reactively anyways. You already have that.
Yep, I've done that before.
Yep. So the main thing that you're trying to do, you're safe from all those Charge Lot Twilight shit. You could go into Hydras if you see double Stargate. That's kind of what you're looking for. You're kind of trying to recheck it. 4:30, your dude's dying. Time to get a scout. You want to follow up because after they kill your scout, that's when they're gonna put down the extra tech.
Sure.
That's kind of what they're banking on. I actually really want to see if that's what he's gonna do this game. So I'm just gonna watch his base after he kills your Overlord. Oh, he's actually not putting down anything. Oh, he's going for a third base. Okay. Playing this, wow, he's supply blocked for a while. Going multiple Void Ray. Going for an okay-ish time third base. So he's just going to try and go to Sky Toss, I'm guessing. If he puts down another Stargate. Looking at your droning, though, it looks like you're prioritizing the gases on the natural more than getting drones onto the third base mineral line.
Yeah.
Your priorities are a bit skewed, I think.
Getting, I think I was a little early taking those gases.
I agree. You have nothing really to spend the gas. If you're going to go for a Roach timing into Ravagers, this is actually an okay thing to do because the extra gas allows you to make Ravagers. Ravagers are pretty sick. So you're banking it up now. Again, though, Ravagers aren't that great against Void Rays. And we do see he's putting down a second Stargate into the production tab here.
Yeah.
Ooh, a lot of buildings over there, too. Okay. Not going to be able to do much with the Lings. It's fine, you can keep them to, like, deny a fourth base or something like that. Usually, if you make Lings reactively after you see already put down a third base, that's too late to make Lings. Unless you already have a sizable Ling force on the Mack.
Yeah.
Because he'll already have, like, a cannon maybe finishing by the time your Lings get out and across the map. And, like, a shield battery in the mineral line. This is a very common thing that people do.
Yeah.
Okay. Hydrodan. Macro Hatch. Spore Crawlers against Void Rays. Getting the full saturation on the third base. A bit later than you could have. But, you know what? It's all good.
Yeah. I'm really trying to do the, 16 out of 16 on the third before you even try to take another gas, and it's going all right. It's a little sloppy this game, but
a little sloppy this game.
It happens.
So one thing I do want to see that you're not really doing right now, and you see there's 3 Void Rays, by the way, so we'll go into that in a second.
Sure.
You don't have any Evos for upgrades. Upgrades are really, really sick in this matchup because 2 reasons. You're going to be getting your melee and missile upgrades first anyways. So the first thing with the melee, it makes your Lings really sick. So when you do get a Draenal, you'll be able to just like kill a base basically instantly with a nice run by if you have decent Ling upgrades. Also
Yeah.
makes your banelings really sick if you go for any baneling styles, and your broodlings later on. It'll make them a bit better if you go for them. But the missile upgrade is also pretty cool because hey, you're probably going Hydras. You got that right there. Why not make them just better? Why not make them so much stronger? Your queens, you got some queens out, make them better. Cool. Lurkers, if you go for lurkers, it's just make them better.
Like, no, I know upgrades are good. I just forgot to put an Evo chamber down, man. like, don't get me wrong. I know they're good. It's just, it's just not there. You are right.
Yeah, that's something you might want to try for. Wait, if we went over this in ZBT, make sure it's like the same idea here. Make sure you get your Evos. Think about the game when you're starting your lair. Think about, okay, I'm putting down my Roach Warren. Am I safe right now? Do I have to make units against an incoming attack? Or can I put down both my Evos, get my 2 upgrades started, and then have that space to make the units there? You need to know what's going on. So that also comes from scouting, I guess. And now you know he has 4 Void Rays. So, you got the Hydras coming out. That's fine.
I remember this game now.
Oh, no.
It's all coming back to me.
It's all coming back.
Yeah, it's not going to look great, but I remember now. It's okay.
It seems you have the proper response, though. And that's fine.
Yeah, I mean, this is pretty much the opener every Protoss does to me. The Forge is a little different, but fundamentally it's the same shit. You know?
Yeah. Okay, pushing the spores out. Even more Void Rays. So this... You see they're still making Void Rays. I think he's just going to run over you with a bunch of charge lots. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Charge lot Archon.
Okay.
So you see he's just making Void Rays right now. Voiders are pretty alright. But they're not the most practical thing for beating everything. Like, they suck against Mass Hydra. Mass Void Ray versus Mass Hydra, not really the best trade for the Void Rays usually. So a common thing Protoss does, and you saw that you put down a lot of gateways too. So I put down a lot of gateways, is they go for charge. Guaranteed. If they keep making Void Rays for a while, and they have the gateways, they get charge. Because, hey, Zealots turn out to be pretty good against Hydras.
Correct.
So if you blindly just counter a bunch of Void Rays with a bunch of Hydras, you're going to be really blindsided by the Charge Lot Archon follow-up that they do. Because this is only 2 Stargate Void Ray. It's only 2 Stargate. He's not putting all his resources into this. He has resources elsewhere. Again, that's where the follow-up scout comes in. You want to see, again, if they're going to be going for carriers. As for a specific time for that, 6 minutes to 6:30, you can get a better idea of what's going on. 7 minutes. You just want to scout whenever you don't know what's going on.
Yeah, usually around that time, I'm trying to at least like send lings in to die, just to be like, what is actually been made?
Yeah, see his army. That's exactly what you want to be doing. Overlord speed with an overseer, you can send that in like whenever you want because it's so cheap and also such a great scout.
Yeah.
Okay. He has the voids coming in, and you just push them away. Proper. Nice. Love to see it.
Metamorphosis complete.
Going for the 4th base, you see that? Pretty nice. You should be droning up your 4th pretty hard as well.
Yeah.
You have a lot of lings. Lings without upgrades are not the greatest thing.
Yeah.
But having lings that you made before, you can actually cancel this base if you have an overlord over here and you are ready for it. Unfortunately,
yeah, it's a little late. It's a little late at this point, but
yeah. But we know there's the opportunity for that, which is pretty nice. Okay, going across with Hydras. Seeing the Templar should let you know that there's the potential for there to be a bunch of charge lots. That alone should be like, okay, I gotta be kind of careful here with all of my Hydras that are...
Because you're making that assumption off of the fact that they're putting their gas in there, so charge lots are the natural...
mineral dump, yeah,
meat.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
And the knowledge of the High Templar means that there is definitely a Templar archives, or I mean a Twilight Council. So the tech for charge is definitely there. This is actually pretty nice for you, though. He walled off the wrong side. Like, he did a full... Sorry, not the wrong side. We'll take a look at this fight in a moment here. But he kind of just walled himself off.
Yeah.
So you could actually just go kill this base instead of taking this fight here.
Go down to the 4th, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I realized that later in the replay, but yes.
Because he actually... This is a full wall for him. This was a hard wall. You
Yeah,
killing
so
that
he
cannon
literally
made him-
can't. The pro pathing too was pretty hilarious, but
Yeah. So you just kill this base, you can kill the pylons, you can get out the bottom side. What? No, okay, guess you can't get
yeah,
out.
yeah, dude. Yeah, no, this is all coming back to me now.
Okay.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely not good.
Yeah, I was not expecting. I was thinking the same thing, right? Where you kind of do the loop-de-loop and you kill stuff and then you slip out the back door.
Yeah, but his back
And now
door was made out of cast iron. There's no way you're getting through.
Yeah, no, I know.
So roaches are pretty bad. Roaches are pretty bad.
Yeah.
Even though they're kind of good against zealots, you're at that stage in the game where you now have 4 bases. This base should also be your fourth base should also be fully saturated, by the way.
Yes.
Roaches are kind of terrible because they just get destroyed by everything. They even lose a 1v1 against a zealot if you're not watching.
Yeah. Yeah.
You already have the Hydras out. Pretty good thing to go for is lurkers in this situation or banelings. Because at this point, roaches aren't good. They're pretty supply expensive. They don't kill zealots nearly as quickly. And they cost gas too. That could be going into banelings, which are much better against zealots, and they add more pressure to the fight because you could roll him towards the High Templar, then he has to run away.
Yeah.
If you just have roaches, he can just storm you. It's not the exact same dynamic there with your composition. And if you're going the lurker route, gas for lurkers, pretty useful. Even just more hydras.
Yeah.
Roaches,
Well,
when you see they have a lot of
pretty
void
tunnel
rays,
vision
just...
on that attack.
Yeah.
That's the 15 in production there.
I can understand that. Thing is, though, they do have double Stargate, so your first idea for reinforcements, anyways, shouldn't be Mass Roach. Because if they kill all of your Hydras, then they could just, like, try to boost out some Void Rays and then clean everything up. And while, like, delaying you with Archons, Zealots, like, whatever they have, right?
Yeah.
And then once you lose these Roaches, you don't really got much else. You don't have much else at home to defend against Voiders, except for a few Queens. So they could go into Voids again. They can go into Carriers, knowing that they got rid of all of your aggression.
Yeah.
Yeah, Roaches just
honestly, my
definitely
thing in ZVP is I do my big near max out push, and if I don't break a big enough piece off, I leave the game. Saves me a lot of energy, Mac.
Saves you a lot of energy. Yeah, you're probably doing
Saves
better
me from
mentally
not
than
losing to
a lot of
carriers
us.
in another 10 minutes. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I did make a guide on that. Just saying. Just an idea there.
Yeah! Exclamation point! Sky toss.
Yeah. Well, before you go for one of these pushes anyways, you should get yourself to like a really strong point economically. Because Zerg has the ability to instantly saturate a base. As long as your injects are going on, you could have saturated this base a while ago. You'd have like much more gas and mineral income. You can put down some more hatches. And then you could just have more hydras. More roaches, more hydras, more whatever you want.
Like my whole reasoning is like I'm really trying to just get as much supply as I can as fast, but I definitely see what you're saying about like during all of this, I definitely could have, made enough drones to get the 4th going and all that. Like that makes a lot of sense because even if that attack fails and I get cleaned up pretty well, I still have 4 bases chilling. And it's just not something I really think about when I'm like attacking,
Yeah, I can understand that. Getting a lot of units out before they have enough. They don't have their tech to defend against your huge push.
I'll win
that makes
games
sense.
just from one battery being in the wrong spot.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't want to rely on that sort of thing, though.
Oh, yeah. I understand.
And the general rule for Zerg is to be like one base up on your opponent.
Yeah.
That just doesn't mean just having an extra base done. It means having it saturated. At least to the point that you want. Like if you're playing like a Hydra Lean Bane style, you don't really need the gases. But if you're playing a more gas heavy style, Hydra Lurker later on maybe a lot more Hydras.
I mean, yeah. So like in an ideal world where I'm actually trying to like I'll be honest, this game I'm not practicing like the pivot or like the the hive tech or whatever. But ideally, I would like to be into Hydra Lurker off of this. But it's not really a priority that I'm focusing on right now, but yeah, I'd like to get there eventually.
Well, if you're getting a lot of Hydras anyways, then getting the extra gases on this base, very useful. Hydras are pretty expensive. More Hydras, more win, big smash enemy, dead.
Sure, yeah. I'm a simple man, Mac.
The idea makes sense with the roach reinforcements. They're cheaper, they build quicker, they get across the map faster.
Yeah.
It's just if you don't clean up all of his Void Rays with the Hydras, and he kills your Hydras some other way, because you saw he was building the Void Rays from the start, basically. He was going to have a significant amount. So you'd want to have your Hydras just not focusing on killing anything else, just focusing directly on the Void Rays without any charge loss on them at all. Roaches are kind of good for that. But ultimately, if they get any extra aggro from the Hydras or any extra damage done onto the Hydras through like a storm, charge lots, getting distracted by the cannons on the bottom right of the fight, by the way, that takes a lot of damage away from your Hydras that could be on the Void Rays. His main goal with this fight is to kill your Hydras so his Void Rays can reign supreme and clean everything else up.
Yeah.
This attack does have some advantages, but you also made the decision to go into here, and you kept fighting close to the cannons with the shield battery, repairing that cannon.
Yep.
Once I saw this, I would have walked immediately to the left a bit more and got a little bit of a concave. That's what I would have tried.
You mean by the geysers?
Yeah, exactly. Target firing is also very, very useful when you have higher numbers of Hydras like that, because you could just one-shot avoid every volley.
Yeah, I looked at my army here, and I'm like, my Hydras are already gone.
yeah. So
like,
while
I was very surprised. I don't know if I misread the amount of voids that were there, or it was just a terrible angle. But yep.
Voids are deceptively strong. They clump really easily, so it doesn't actually look like there's too many of them. But there's 7 right here.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Void Rays do definitely beat Hydras in one-on-one situations.
Yeah.
And a really nice benefit of Void Rays.
I'm just laughing at my camera, because my camera just cut to the cannon wall on the south side. I could see myself being like, motherfucker.
Oh, shit. Oh, man, I did not plan for this.
Yeah, and then I think I just kind of flounder around here for a little bit, and then I die.
I mean, you're doubling his supply.
Yeah, no, I know.
Okay.
This is kind of nice.
This is nice.
Something.
So not only did you pick off a High Templar, you got some storms, which is pretty nice.
Yeah, bleeding out storms for roaches.
This is actually really good. These are amazing trades, because roaches are useless. So
yeah, no, I thought it was real snazzy.
That's actually really good. Oh, you're moving closer to the cannons.
Yeah. And then we're stuck.
And then the charge lots come in, and then you leave the game.
Yep.
Actually, you know what? I don't think you should have left the game here.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah.
69 drones.
So not only that, but this fight, if you don't fight the cannons there, you go to the left side and attack the probes as well as the Nexus. You don't usually want to be fighting cannons with Hydras unless there's no chance that they can reinforce.
Sure.
So, seeing these cannons, I'd move them, because I know my Hydras are pretty weak. They die to cannons pretty quickly. Move them over to the guys that are on the left side, and you just right-click the Nexus or something like that. When he comes in with his Void Rays and his few charge lots, however many he had, you win that fight. You actually win that fight pretty hard, unless he pulls the probes, and even still.
Yeah.
With your reinforcements coming in, as long as you don't lose aggro, lose the extra damage from your Hydras here, lose a few Hydras to the cannons too, and you focus on this fight with the Void Rays and the few charge lots, you actually win this fight, and then you can clean up this base, I think.
Yeah. No, I mean it looks not as bad as I felt on the inside.
Yeah, Protoss does have the effect of making you feel
as
pretty
I've
bad.
Been feeling in, as I've been feeling in ZVP.
The classic.
But
classic
yeah, no,
thing.
it's like that. I'm reassured by the fact that it's kind of like that for everybody right now. So
Unfortunately,
I'm okay with that because I know it's universal. But yeah, man, feels bad.
feels bad. So, what can you pick up from this game? We went through a few things. What can you pick up from it?
I think big picture, like there's little engagement stuff that's always good to have. But it's the biggest one for me is getting the follow-up scout. And I was thinking about this earlier. I haven't done it yet, but I want to do a day where I just focus on making overseers, using changelings, and just like getting the follow-up scout in, because I think that would make my life easier, because I do fly blind pretty consistently. And even if I'm still gonna try to smash stuff with Roach Hydra, which I think I probably will for a while at least.
Oh yeah.
I think that just knowing will help me a lot.
Well, yeah, because then you could just mask the right unit. Like, if you know there's going to be a bunch of charge lots, you can just make like a bunch of Hydras and Banes, and you'll be fine.
And I'm thinking there was a couple games where I make this huge, I max out on Roach Hydra, and I'm like, well, if I changed my proportion of Hydras, I would have won, but I made too many Roaches, and now we're dead. So that's me just flying blind again.
Yeah, knowing like the capabilities of what your opponent could all of a sudden make for reinforcements as well is pretty useful.
Yeah.
Like if they could make like carriers all of a sudden, that would not be good to have a bunch of Roaches for, in the idea to counter a bunch of Zealot reinforcements and stuff like that. Vice versa. It's not good for you'd have a lot of Hydras if they warp in a lot of Zealots, like that type of thing.
Yep.
Colossi as well. But yeah, you've got the basic idea there for the scouting. You should definitely do that. Another thing you could do when you're doing that is to also just hold down the drone key. Play like defensive. Basically how I play on stream. Like I usually play pretty defensive, pretty passively. It's not going to do every game, but for the sake of learning, getting used to scouting, getting used to how hard you can drone without being killed, that's pretty useful. That's pretty useful. Your economy could be like turbo mode by now. You could have like 5 bases, 10 gases, and you could have much more by this time in the game.
Yeah.
You'd constantly remax on Hydras here. Just if your macro is a bit better too. Your macro's pretty decent. If you prioritize getting the drones on the 3rd base quicker, that would have pushed your 4th base into getting created
like
earlier.
my first 5 minutes is not the worst. There's always room for improvement, but I feel okay with it, at least on par with people I'm playing. Yeah.
I mean, I already said it is pretty good. Definitely some things to improve on, but
thanks, buddy.
You got good ideas going on. You're not going to die to any surprise 10 adepts anytime soon with the Roach Warren timings. You got the macro hatch, which is a good thing to do sometimes for sure.
Yeah, well, and I'm kind of at this point where it's like I know a lot of things of like what I should be doing. It's just whether or not my hands decide to do it correctly or not.
Yeah, I can understand that.
You know how it is.
Oh, I know how it is. I do. Another thing.
You want to hop in
real quick? I'll just go over 2 more things. So the upgrades as well.
Yep. Oh yeah.
If you had +1 or +2.
I just spaced out. I don't know if it's because I was like playing for 3 hours before this, but like it's just.
Oh, I could definitely do it too. Yeah. I'm just saying,
like,
Hydras with +1 or +2 here would have just rocked this dude's world. Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
I'm not sure if Hydras get like 1 or 2 attack damage from an upgrade. I think it's 1, but even still, that 1 is.
Yeah. No, it's definitely a big deal.
It's there.
I'm with you.
Actually, no. I think that's about it. I can go through. Just recognizing when it goes for new bases as well, and being able to cancel that. Not making lings when you could be making drones instead. Again.
Sure.
I did cover that a bit. When you see that they already have the Nexus started, and they have some pylons warping in, and they have the Void Ray, they already have a Zealot there. That's not the time to make 20 lings. You could just make 10 drones instead.
Yeah, and I think I feel pretty confident about making that decision where I'm like, oh, okay, we're just gonna chill and drone.
All right.
When I see that, cool.
All right, let's go into the next replay then. take the lead. Alright. So I did mute in Discord. But
here's another one. I don't remember it, but it's on Lightshade and it's about 12 minutes, so.
alright. Sounds good. Chances are, with the win rates of Zerg versus Protoss, there is a higher chance that you lost this game.
I think it's possible.
The win rates are pretty good, man.
Hey, man, this is why coaching is scary sometimes. I gotta put myself on display and witness how bad it is, you know?
You're doing it a second time on stream as well.
Yeah, I know, right?
And a third time when this
alright,
gets to YouTube. Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, it'll be immortalized forever on YouTube.
Okay, I'm gonna mute for a second. I just need to address something.
Sure.
Alright, so I did mute on Discord. I'm not really used to doing this type of coaching session with a camera on me. So I'm still trying to get used to this here. Bit scatterbrained because I'm trying to focus on that there, and I keep glancing over to see a chat. But I think we're getting through some stuff. Cap Tappy here is a guy I've already gone over some stuff with, so I will be glossing past some things, or no, going past some things and focusing on other stuff because we did already go through some things. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm gonna go back to talking to him. All right, can you hear me? I'm good. He also muted himself. He's talking to his stream. Pretty standard start.
Yep.
Scouting your natural for cannons with the Overlord. Pretty common thing to do. Pretty useful. Scouting natural with the Overlord. Alright.
Oh yeah, I remember. This is the one. This is the one I was talking about.
This is the one. Decently timed third base. Hell yeah.
I don't know why
Scouting
I
for
sent these on.
proxies.
I just felt paranoid. But hey, it
I
doesn't
mean-
cost you anything.
Yeah, I usually send links around to scout proxies when they're like missing a pylon in their base or something like that they
I think
should
it's
have.
just the wall. The wall looks silly. Like
Yeah, it does look
that's
really
all I went
silly.
off of.
But you do see the pylons are
But-
both there.
Yeah, 2 pylons at the.
Yeah, that's-
easy. Makes it easy for me.
It's either he's really inefficient
Yeah.
or those are 2 of his first pylons and he's delaying other stuff in his main base by a little
Yeah.
bit. Usually how it
Well,
is.
but yeah, this is what I was talking about. We cancel the link speed. Feel cool
Oh.
canceling upgrades like a pro gamer.
Like it. I see that now. Cool. So you don't know what's going on? You go for the Overlord speed instead. Cancel the link speed.
Yeah, and I saw the
and then you
stalker
do-
chilling at the wall too.
You do start the link speed since you put 2 more in gas or 2 back in gas, I think.
Yeah, so is that normal to put another one in, like,
Yeah.
because I figured I still wanted link speed, so
Oh yeah. I put 2 back in gas, but 2 out of 3 also works.
Yeah.
Especially if you see a stalker first, it's not really.
yeah,
as,
I don't make OV speed that much, so I don't know what the procedure is necessarily, but
The
that's
main
good.
thing for lings early on is just to deal with adepts, so you're chilling.
Yeah.
2 stalkers. You got the second Overlord going in. Like it. It's amazing. Actually, 2 stalkers alone is really weird.
Yeah, no,
So-
that's what I felt. I felt like it was really weird because I'm like, this is huge. 2 stalkers is like something.
Yeah, 2 stalkers tells me that he's probably gonna do either a sentry immortal stalker timing, some weird thing. But
Yeah.
now that you see the Twilight Council, if this was just a robo, I'd think that. You see a Twilight Council and he has 2 stalkers. I'm thinking that's Blink automatically. And
Yeah.
it does turn out to be Blink. Usually don't make 2 stalkers unless there's something else there. And a Dark Shrine. This guy's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. So you want to resaturate the gas. And actually, honestly, I would cancel link speed here and go right for a lair.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about that.
It actually
again,
would depend, but
yeah, because I'm not like that. That's the thing. Because I'm like, well, I don't have any gas, but the lair would be really nice just for the mobility, the overseer in a second. But
so
okay, yeah. I mean, I'll think about it because like the link speed, I realize doesn't have a huge utility, but it might if they're stalkers later.
Yeah, so I need to think on that
It's
for a
weird.
second because roach speed is really sick against blink stalker.
Yeah.
It makes so you can actually run away more effectively. You can jump on top of his units when he gets out of position slightly. Roach speed in general is something I always go for when I'm playing against blink stalker. And 4 gases as well. But link speed is also pretty nice because lings are really good for tanking damage from stalkers. They're a really cheap way of doing that, so your roaches can get their damage done. So I'm actually not too sure. I think after seeing the Dark Shrine in game, what I would do if I'm playing this, I would probably cancel link speed and go for a lair immediately.
Yeah.
After, like just as I see that. But now that you almost have enough for a lair, I don't know. It's kind of up in the air at that point.
Yeah. Well.
Both of them are good though. Like either or works. Just make sure you don't lose your spore crawler because you'll be in danger against the DTs.
I'm pretty aware of the. I'm trying to get the positioning to be comfy before an overseer gets out.
Oh, you should be fine. Your drone count's really low though, so that's actually not so fine.
Well, I'm seeing the 12 out of 16 on my net right now.
Now it's 18 out of 16. Could be 16 out of 16 on both bases, but you know what? That's
chill. Or also, hey, I might DC here.
Oh, okay. Just let me know.
My stream, it's just my stream bit rate. I think it's all right.
Okay, yeah, I can still hear you fine. Twitch has been DC.
Yeah, no, I know.
Today.
One goes and then the other goes, but
like I DC'd earlier as well, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe just.
Oh, I DC'd when I was moving up a ramp today. Did you see that?
I didn't. I came back though, and then like you just weren't there.
Yeah, I was on the ramp.
Oh, nice. Getting these, killing like 1 or 2. Nice. 3.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
Third one?
I don't know what he was doing out on the map, but I'm like, all right, we got links. It's fine.
That's actually really great. You have the spores in your main base. You see the warp prism there. You dealt with this really well. Like this is good.
Yeah, it's a good heads up play.
Yeah, I would also make an overseer as soon as I have the extra money too.
Yeah, I think I just realized this right now.
Yeah, if you're slightly out of position for a second and they get the DTs on top of the spores at any base, then you don't have any detection. So having that extra overseer there, especially with Overlord speed already finished.
Oh, I've been burned before, so I know that the spore is just the pathway to the overseer.
Yeah, it's just a delay thing, I guess. You survive until you have the overseers out. Then the overseers are pretty epic.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Opponent is making probes. You could keep droning up. You are supply blocked. Your
That's a big one.
Yeah,
that's a big one.
Get your 4th base because you survived. And like you are supply blocked anyway, so you can't really spend your money. And you're not afraid. You have the momentum right now.
Yes, I feel that in this game.
Yeah. So immediately after holding, a very common thing to do is to get your 4th base like immediately. Even if you're not fully saturated on your 3rd base, just getting it down.
Yeah.
Because getting that done, getting the extra larva earlier is pretty sick.
Yeah, and I think I did the thing where I kind of thought I was on more drones than I'm currently on, and I'm realizing it right now.
Yeah. Still a bit low, but you know what? You're vibing. So, I like that you did actually do another scout.
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I forgot.
So, you see he's going for the +1 plays. He's not trying to do an immediate attack soon. Actually, wait. If you check your if you check your Overlord at his natural,
you
can see he's actually researching something at the cyber core.
Oh yeah.
This is something I would like see for a split second and immediately know what he's doing. Because he already has warp gate, dude. He already has that.
Yeah.
Then that would prompt me to send in the Overlord in the main base to go figure out what's going on. seeing that fleet beacon would be a
I think
huge
as soon,
tell.
I think I might send the OV in once I realize it's still alive, but I don't think I've realized it yet.
Yeah, we'll keep watching from your perspective here. We'll see what happens. It's a lot of drones. Hell yeah.
Yeah, feels good.
That's what we like to see.
You try to run me through, hold on, think again, don't you know what you're starting? But you sure ain't got a clue how bad
So I don't think you've seen his army for a while, right? Okay, now you see it. So could you just kill him? That's the question here. If you attack from 2 directions at once, I think you can just kill him. Oh, but you're going for... I think that's a misplay. I'm not sure. Okay, now this is just really good for you.
you'll never see it.
Yeah, I saw him kind of swing around that way.
Yeah, this is just really good for you now.
Then my mind is
I know where this.
Oh, you try and fight him, though. Okay, this is definitely a misplay. I mean, you're still going to
Yeah.
come out on top,
Yeah,
but I'll go over the other options in a moment that you could have done there.
sure.
This is really good by you, though. Okay.
I think you got your game planned out to a T, yet I'm 2 steps ahead, yeah.
Killing the cyber core. Nice.
My way,
See the carriers. See you run the hell away from the carriers.
you're dead. Yeah, you're dead. Why just a picosecond ago, clear
Makes sense. Carriers are pretty scary.
struck your line 3.
Hydra's on the way.
It's not an accident that no one hears your cries and your last
At this point, yeah, you just try and right-click the base, get that killed.
never see it.
Carriers are pretty good, but they can't kill roaches without having good upgrades that quickly.
Yeah, that was my.
this is-
I'm like, well, we're gonna die. I mean, the army's gonna die eventually, but we got some time. So.
Yeah.
Diamonds hit you, your last surprise. I'm coming.
Okay. So Hydras against carriers, usually pretty okay in low numbers.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, do you have both the upgrades? You do. Wow.
Wait, he just left. I
Wait, he
forgot.
just left. And
Yeah,
you're
I
still in
know.
the game for 2 minutes.
Well, I was probably talking to chat or something, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I can understand that. You kill some buildings. Have a little bit of fun with the corpse of your enemy.
Yeah, talk
basically.
about how the
that
DTs
sounds
went and all this other stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Vent
go back.
about ZVP. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Go ahead.
Got to do that sometimes. So let's go back to when you're actually pushing in. So you did see his army with your lings.
Yes.
And you saw basically his
I-
whole army. You saw what he had. He didn't have much. Did not have
Yeah.
much. Okay, so right here,
Yes.
you have your lings there. Lings are really good
Yep.
against High Templar. All right. Lings
Yeah.
are pretty sick. Let's actually look at this from like a everyone's perspective here.
Sure.
You saw his army with your lings, pretty small army. It mostly consists of High Templar. High Templar aren't really good. They can storm, and that's basically it. They morph into Archons, and then they're useless for like 10 seconds.
Yep.
Storms are pretty good, but they're not that good if you're attacking from 2 directions at once. Immediately, what I would do after seeing his small army there, and not many
Yeah.
not much static defense, I would gather up my roaches, my ravagers, and my lings together, and I would split
Yeah.
them pretty evenly, and just attack from 2 like a double prong towards his third base.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
that would immediately kill this guy, because he has a few storms. I just want to assume he has 4 storms, so
Yeah.
he has 4 storms. The fact that he has to use 1 or 2 for each side, I guess, is pretty big, because you could just like step in and pull out right when he storms, and then go back in
Yeah.
afterwards. Then he
Yeah,
runs
yeah,
out of
yeah.
storms pretty quickly, because he has to use storms on the other side. Then you can pull out, pull your units back, and then go back in. I wish I
Yeah.
could draw arrows in game. That'd be pretty sick. Just like in
No, I
chess.
can envision what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I'm
instead,
no stranger. I'm no stranger to the multi-prong when it's in a good spot.
yeah, he has nothing. Wow. This is a point also when I would try and move my overseer closer to see his army, like see if it's really dangerous or not.
Yeah, I mean, I had vision of him like swinging around to the 4th, so
Mm-hmm.
that's why I was kind of sharking around.
Okay. And this is another thing. You have a terrific position here. You have the high ground.
Yeah.
The high ground's pretty cool, pretty useful.
Yeah.
You push down the high ground into a choke, and he storms you.
Yeah.
So
yeah, into a
this
storm funnel.
Wow.
I
Yeah.
don't know how. I mean, I'm just lucky his army was so small.
Yeah. So if it was a bit larger and he had like 2 more storms, you would lose most of this and barely kill anything.
But now it's my choke.
But now, yeah, he's out of storms. He's dead. You got him. The better thing to do there, in my opinion, though, would be to stay up the ramp, killing the buildings, getting into the natural. You're basically dictating the fight from that point, which is a very important thing in StarCraft. You want to be fighting mostly on your terms. So if he pushes up, not only does he have to fight in a concave, but you also have more space to micro your units around backwards away from storms.
Yeah, I think sometimes in these situations, it's like, sometimes it's hard for me to pick the target that is the juiciest. Because I know the 4th base is pretty exposed, and like, you know, I can usually assume that there's going to be some kind of fortification at the 3rd, like, and sometimes I kind of feel like I don't know which way to commit to sometimes, but I don't know, it just kind of worked out on this one.
Just kind of worked out. I mean, you did the right things afterwards, like targeting the base.
Clicking the base. Yeah.
I think this is a pretty difficult decision for some people to make, because they would have just been like, okay, let's just kill the stalkers because there's no stalkers there. Trade out our ground army because it's going to die anyways. They didn't think to kill the base. Now from here, I think I would have killed the stalkers after the blink forward. I would have tried to kill as many as possible.
Yeah,
that's probably what I would have done. Because you did kill the base. You got that big amount of damage done. Delayed his mining, whatnot. You know he doesn't have a 4th base down. And then he just blinks forward his most expensive ground units that he has at the moment.
Yeah.
And into range of your Roach Ravager, nonetheless. So you can just like right-click a few of these, kill them, and then run away.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you did this pretty well. Like you realized with Killer Instinct that he was out of position, and then you took advantage of that. Maybe a slight misstep. Took some shower and some storms, but it wasn't really that dangerous. Wasn't that stormy?
Yeah.
And killed his whole army, and then he cleaned up.
Yeah.
Like, that was good.
Well, you know, my whole objective is to play like Sue, right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you did tell me about that. Probably more well versed in his arts than I am, actually.
Just, you know, keep smashing, and sometimes it works.
Sometimes it works. If you're gonna be playing this style, by the way, I do want to mention, if you're gonna be playing more like Roach Hydra styles, good creep spread is very useful.
Sure.
Because it enables you to get, well, vision, of course, like, you know, creep, whatever.
Yeah.
But also much quicker concaves, which are very useful against storm because it means he has to storm more area, and more movement to micro away from storms, which is epic. You don't want to take as much damage. So if you are doing, I'm gonna actually go on busy. Sorry, I just got whispered by someone. If you're gonna go for this like Roach Hydra composition, it's good to definitely have some creep spread going on. You do have the energy for the queens anyways to just like
plop
down a few creep tumors.
Yeah, I'm usually pretty okay about it. But not this game.
Also, one thing you should have done, carriers are pretty scary. Immediately as you saw the carriers, you should have put down a spire while you're running your units downwards. Just go look at your main base, plop down a spire, whatever.
Yeah.
Because if he goes across the map, if he actually has like 4 Stargates of carriers, and you only saw 2 of them because 2 other ones are about to finish, then you're going to just die because Hydras are so bad against carriers.
Yeah.
They can survive in lower numbers, but when the carriers start getting to like 6 is, in my opinion, the magic critical mass for carriers. Once they get there, you will not be able to do much with your Hydras unless you have Microbial Shroud or a bunch of spores. Because you can also warp in like High Templar and then storm you.
Yeah, well, and I think the other thing, like, for this, you know, I still want to try to plan to do, you know, a big push somewhere, but I think, you know, putting the spire down for the next step, I think is something I can definitely kind of work in. Yeah,
you kind of want to cover your ass in case you mess up pretty royally.
Yeah.
Because that can happen.
And,
you could be not looking at your army. You get stormed a lot. All your Hydras are dead. You have nothing against the carriers. Oh, wait, your Spire's finishing. You can make some Corruptors. And you're chilling.
Yeah.
You're vibing. You're fine. But I mean, honestly, you were vibing this game as well. You crushed. You
Oh
did
yeah.
it.
Hey, sometimes it works out.
You did a lot of the same decisions I would have done after the fact
Yeah.
that you ran into the storms.
Well, yeah.
Calculated risks is what you did. That was it. Calculated risks.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
But overall, good job.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Do you want to go over another, like a quick game?
Sure. Yeah, if you got time. Let me see. I think there was a weird gateway shenanigans. Let me see. I think it was Golden Wall.
Wait, Golden Wall?
Or whatever, the pillars.
Oh yeah,
The
no, that
one with
makes-
gold in the name.
Yeah, there's- I actually don't read it as
know.
Pillars of Gold. I read it as
You
Pillars of
know.
Zerg.
Pillars of Pog, you know?
Pillars of Pog, dude. A lot of Terran players call it Pillars of Zerg, so I've started calling it Pillars of Zerg.
Sure.
Or just Pillars. I forgot gold was even in the title. You know, I see it at least 7 times a day.
I think this is the game I'm thinking of, and I think I make decent decisions, but we'll see. You can go pretty quick through the early game if you want.
Yeah, because it's perfect. Of course.
Hatch gas pool.
16 hatch. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Well, you're the one who told me I opened like Cyril, so, you know.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, you do actually. The exact Cyril opener. Well done.
It's cozy.
Very cozy. Okay. So what is he doing?
Yeah, I don't know.
So immediately,
Welcome to the Diamond Ladder.
you're looking at this. You see he has some adepts. What should you do? Like, what do you think you should do? You
Roach
see-
Warren,
Yeah,
keep droning, at least for a little bit. I mean,
save
it-
feelings as
it's-
well, which is what you did.
yep. Because Adepts, I mean, I can, unless it gets really crazy with the numbers, Speedlings will do the job for a while.
Oh yeah.
And then, you know, because it looks like it's going to be a pressure, I'd shoot for 3 gas and 2 base saturation.
You see the robo.
Oh, yeah, we do see the robo.
When I see this, I think I've won the game already.
Yeah.
This just leads to like an immortal with a few gateway units attack.
I think that's what it ends up being.
Yeah, so Roach Warren and a decently timed lair just crushes this. So when you're holding Immortal Sentry, Immortal whatever all-ins, which is definitely what this person is doing, you get to
Yeah.
a good saturation. I like to go to 4 gases with 16 drones
Oh,
on
okay.
2 bases. And
Oh,
yeah, man. Like full saturation, 2 bases, man. And make roaches until they're about halfway across the map.
yeah.
Because once they're halfway across the map, all your gas goes into Ravagers and all your minerals goes into Zerglings. Immortals and Sentries are not that great at killing Zerglings. If he warps in Stalkers, which is
I think
the
I
usual
had your
thing.
voice in my brain when I was doing this. I'm like, oh, just Gateway, Ling, and Ravager. Here we go.
There
I
it
think
is. That's what
I
you
did.
want to do.
Yep.
And you're doing exactly that. Oh wow, you're doing exactly what I was saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
you did this, Mac. You were in my head for this game.
Hell yeah. And then you pull back at the proper time too. Nice.
Yeah. Well, I think I did this.
You make more roaches. This is a good. Yeah, you're making roaches at the right
I
time.
see
too.
he wants a third, but has been denied by a probe. I see the Immortals at home.
Okay. So you're planning on being like the aggressor now, right?
Yeah, at least, you know, see what I can get.
So if you are going to be aggressive with roaches, like yes, you're doing the right thing here. Getting lings,
But
doing that.
yeah.
But you're going for the layer. You're planning on going for roach speed, I think? Or are you just
Yeah.
doing that? Yeah, okay. That's a weird base. What the?
You're telling me, man.
Okay, just killed a
I
immortal.
was surprised as well.
You basically just won the game here, actually.
Yeah.
A very sick thing to do, when you started your layer, was to put down an Evo and start +1. Because +1 roaches with roach speed are actually pretty cracked. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
For a
I
bit.
forgot how hard I picked up that army.
Yeah, because roaches actually get 2 extra damage from the attack upgrade.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a big.
Well, and that
amount.
attack went a lot better than I thought. Honestly, I was ready to just be like, "Oh, is he here? Oh, okay, let's go home." Like I was not like planning on committing. It just went really well. So
Should morph all those injured ones into Ravagers.
Oh yeah.
You have a bunch of Lings coming in. The Ravagers are like
then,
the god unit with attacking at this point in the game.
Yeah.
I'm sure we've already gone over the effectiveness of the Ravager bile alone, but I'll just I'll just say it again.
Yeah.
It basically forces micro out of the opponent, and you can kill shield batteries, pylons. It's very effective. It's kind of like a force field, where if they don't move, they take 60 damage.
Yeah.
And that's pretty nice. I like the enemies taking 60 damage. Crucibal's killing the shield battery. See some effectiveness right there. It's all good stuff.
Yeah. I think this guy got unlucky because I had someone who did a similar opener to me. I tried to run up the natural wall and I lost all my shit and it didn't go very well. But this one I'm just like, oh, we'll just hang out, but we're droning and then we'll worry about killing him.
You are droning. You definitely are droning. I'm looking at your third base 28 out of 16.
Yeah. So. Well, it's a pleasant surprise when you look back at your base, you know?
Yeah. I can't rag on you for that. So that's actually a very good thing that you did. Because you weren't even watching your home. You were, while you were attacking, just pressing down the drone key every now and then. Which is a good, definitely a good, what's the word? Habit to get into.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to thank my ZVT opener for teaching me how to do that really well.
Nice. Some stuff translates pretty well to the other matchups, dude.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, like and then I think drones. I would kind of steamroll him here with the supply.
Well, you did make the Evo. A bit later on, but Evos are pretty epic.
Yeah, Evo's just one of those pieces where it's like, I don't know. I tend to forget it because I'm focusing on the other ones, but... Yeah. 100 gas is not too bad.
It's not too bad, and it makes your army so much better, too. Like,
oh, yeah.
You can even equate it to... Once you have... How many? 8 roaches plus 1 attack gives you an extra roach, essentially, in terms of damage.
Oh, yeah, I never thought about it like that. It's pretty cool.
Plus 2 attack. Oh. That's pretty sick, too.
Oh, yeah. It's spicy.
If I go the Roach Ravager Ape attack, the Sioux style, I call it the Ape. When I get plus 2 is usually around the time I win the game.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, see a Colossus. I'm gonna try and run into him anyways, because you can't have many, because you did have the tempo.
Well, I'm also trying to kind of pull him out of position here a little bit, but yeah, we're chilling.
So, while you're doing this attack, something that you could be doing is getting the proper tech to deal with the Colossi in case he does hold this somehow. If he gets to a high Colossus count and you're just like Roach Ravager Hydra, there is a chance that you just get ran over because Protoss has some pretty good laser units.
Sure.
One thing you could go, Infestation Pit, right as you see the Colossus. Spire if you want to go the Corruptor route. I like to go Infestation Pit though because Vipers are pretty good. Even if they go Disruptor.
That's what I'm trying to work towards is Vipers because I feel like it complements what I already do pretty well.
Oh yeah.
And then like I did a game. I abducted like 3 Colossi and like 3 Disruptors and
hell yeah.
It got kind of scrappy after that, but I felt really cool. I wasn't abducting the right Disruptors, but it's all right. We'll worry about that. We'll worry about that later. I was just happy to get the abducts.
Yeah, just happy to abduct them. You know,
I mean, they died. I ate some shots for it, but like, you know, it's progress.
Still did it. Still did it, right? Much further along than a lot of other people.
Yeah. Hey, I've been complimented many times on my diamond level usage of Vipers, or even making them at all. So.
Wait, actually?
Oh yeah.
No troll.
I played Shuyi in a couple mech games, and she's like, "Yeah, no one ever even makes Vipers when I play mech," and I'm like, "That's the thing it's supposed to work.
Yeah, that's the way.
I was surprised to hear it too, because I am not good at it.
Vipers work so well with your comp too, because like your comp is pretty good. It's not good for chasing down stuff though.
Yeah.
So Vipers are pretty sick. You just do some abducts, nice abducts.
So it's I think what I need to really focus on is like I want to still do this big push, but just being prepared for the next step after that big push, or if that big push like isn't the greatest because, you know, there's like 3 colossi or whatever disruptors or what, like I just want to be ready for the next one. Yeah. And I think it's also like I have the tendency to lose my army like 2 times and then be like, oh yeah, I should get some Vipers. But my army's died like twice already, so yeah.
Yeah, I've been through that a lot. I empathize.
Yeah, so I want to try to just, you know, be prepared. But,
yeah. Being prepared is
work in progress.
Knowing is half the battle. All right?
Yeah.
And being prepared is like half of the battle that happens in like 2 years.
Sure.
So, I mean, yeah, that's the idea. You did pretty well the last 2 games that I've seen, killing the Protosses. Love to see it. Prefer losses to go over, but you know what? Still stuff to gain from wins anyways, and it's good to see Protoss lose.
Sure. I mean, just puts a smile on my face.
Yeah. Notice how you switched to wins after you mentioned that it was going to be archived. So
hey man, I just went down the list. I don't rename my replays. I'm really bad at that. I don't know if you do that very well, but yeah, I'm really bad at it.
Just leave them and let them.
It's also because like when I stream, it's just like a time capsule, and I don't remember the games until like I really think about it, you know.
All right, so I guess that wraps it up today.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, buddy.
Yeah, no problem. What would you say you gained? Just tell me that right now. What would you want to improve on, or could you improve on?
I think I really just need to focus on understanding what is happening with the follow-up scout. I think that's the biggest like big picture thing. I mean, I think there's always like the little things you can work on with like the eco tweaks and the not forgetting +1 and all that. That, and also just remembering to get my tech like while I'm attacking or preparing to attack, just so I'm set up. If, you know, if my army does evaporate, I at least have something to progress to, you know.
It's kind of like the same idea of expanding while you're attacking. When you're ahead, get more ahead. Like when you're gonna expect to do some damage, just get ready for the next step. So even if he survives and you do a lot of damage, when you have the next step available to you, you'll just be so much further ahead. There's nothing they'll be able to do anyways with your next attack.
Yeah, I'm starting to feel more comfortable like getting a hive and getting vipers. It's just when I do it, it's way too late for it to do anything important. But it's like if I have it for like my second follow-up push, like fucking crush, man.
Vipers are sick, dude. I tell everyone, but they don't believe me, man. Gotta show them. Gotta show them.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, thanks for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, of course, buddy. Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure. I'm going to leave you back to your stream now.
Thank you, my friend. I hope you have a nice night.
Yeah, you as well. See you later.
All right. Later, bud.
All right. That was something really new. I don't really do coaching sessions like with the camera on me or whatever. But and it's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. And I hope I can go over some stuff that can help you guys. So I kind of, for this series, I think I'm going to look for more newer players I haven't really coached before, because as I said before, I did coach this guy in the past. So I was kind of avoiding some things that we already went over in other sessions. I did reiterate a few things, but there is a lot of stuff I did not mention because we already did talk about that. And if I went over it again, it would be kind of redundant. So this was just kind of like a test run. I hope you guys like this. Let me know give me some feedback on how you'd like this done better, because I know I'm not the best at this sort of thing. And if you're interested in coaching, you can DM me on Discord. Ask in my Discord. You can ask me in Twitch chat as well. I'll post a link for both of those in the description below. And also post a link to the guy I was just coaching stream. He's a streamer as well. His name is Cap Tappa. He's a Diamond Zerg player. And he played for me in a clan war, or in a sub war once. And actually, no, I'm not going to go into that, because at that point he did not know to build a lot of Vipers, but now he does. Now he does. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. I'll be back again with another video sometime this week. I just got to figure out some stuff, but look forward to it. See you later, guys.